and welcome to SSC Coaching by Oliveboard English Medium YouTube channel, and very good morning to all of you and good afternoon as well. Hi, hello everyone, I'm Shefali. Welcome you all on our official YouTube channel of SSC Railway Coaching English Medium. Please join me today as we are going to cater or target 2025 on YouTube especially. So definitely you can join me on a daily basis because I'm going to start your theory, that means concept of GS General Studies, as well as in a meanwhile we will also cover or cater the questions of the particular topic. Okay. So what will be a sequence? Just let me tell you in a starting part so that you'll have some idea. So we are attempting GS especially for 2025, right? So what will be the sequence of our class, my class especially in a case of GS? So we are starting your general studies classes with a polity or Indian Constitution part, okay? That means polity, then after second history, then after geography, then after your science part and your static GK plus economics. Okay, this will be a sequence of subjects. If we discuss regarding the polity only, what are the major topics we will cover in this class or each and every class from today onwards. So we are starting this with a Constituent Assembly. That means how the constitution form, how many committees form, who participate in the Constituent Assembly especially. These are the main topics which we have to cover in a Constituent Assembly part. Then after your sources, structure, then after fundamental rights, fundamental duties, DPSPs, president, vice president, prime minister, council of ministers, and each and every short topic also we will cover. Then after your central state relationship, constitution amendment, emergency, some miscellaneous terminology which are used in a parliament especially, and the last is very important articles of whole constitution. Okay, so this will be a syllabus for constitution or the polity subject especially, which we are going to start from today onwards to in each and every class from Monday to Friday 1 p.m. So make sure you are joining your class on a daily basis without any gap. Okay, so you would be able to make your notes properly, you would be able to answer your questions properly, especially in a case of each and every subject. Okay, are you guys ready for the same? Okay, so let's begin the session with a very first topic as Constituent Assembly, making of Indian Constitution. Making of Indian Constitution. So first of all, let's discuss about who gave the idea of Constituent Assembly especially. So as we already know, the idea of the Constituent Assembly was put forward for the first time by M.N. Roy in 1935. He is the M.N. Roy. So M.N. Roy was the first person, first Indian who actually gave the idea or who actually put the idea of Constituent Assembly first time. So definitely you will receive a question like who gave the idea of Constituent Assembly first time in India. So M.N. Roy in which year? 1935-34. Okay. The Indian National Congress for the first time officially called for a Constituent Assembly to frame a constitution for India. So actually we were struggling for our independence especially, and later on through the Britishers we got to know that they were going to send a cabinet mission plan. So this is a cabinet mission plan. As you can see, these are the members of cabinet mission plan. Cabinet mission plan was consist of 3 members. Is this color visible or not? Not so visible, है ना? I think this color is more visible. So cabinet mission plan formed or cabinet mission formed with the 3 members especially. Name of those members: Sir Strafford Cripps, Lord Patrick Lawrence A.B. Alexander. These were the members of Cabinet Mission Plan, and please keep in mind that Lord Patrick Lawrence was the head of this Cabinet Mission Plan. Clear, everyone? Okay. Now, this Cabinet Mission Plan proposed that India is going to be independent soon. So, for the administrative part, definitely you will have a document called Constitution. For the formation of that Constitution, we propose, that means Cabinet Mission Plan is proposing please form a Constituent Assembly with the total strength of 389. So, basically, this Cabinet Mission Plan proposed the total strength of Constituent Assembly, and the number is 389. When the general election with a single direct election process, we created our Constituent Assemblies section with the 389 strength, out of which 296 were completely members, then after presidency's member and some other members. Finally, just keep in mind the data of 389 especially. Now, because we have already created our Constituent Assembly specially, after that we start working on the Constitution, and we'll decide to have the different meeting in a Constituent Assembly specially. So, we conduct our first meeting of Constituent Assembly on 9th December 1946. Oh my God. 9th December 1946. Okay. This was the first meeting. In this meeting, there was a person named Dr. Sachidanand Sinha. Actually, this person was the senior most person, Sinha. This person was the senior most person of Constituent Assembly. So, that is why he was appointed as a temporary head. Just a minute. Temporary head of the Constituent Assembly. Please note it down. Hello. Okay, clear? Now, the first meeting, so who was the temporary head appointed? Dr. Sachidanand Sinha became the temporary head in a first meeting of Constituent Assembly. Then after, in a second meeting, Dr. Rajendra Prasad. Dr. Rajendra Prasad appointed as a permanent head of Constituent Assembly. H.C. Mukherjee appointed as deputy head of Constituent Assembly, and B.N. Rao appointed as an constitutional advisor in the second meeting of Constituent Assembly. Date was 11 December 1946. Later on, we have a third meeting, and actually very important meeting. Third meeting was conducted on 13 December 1946, as you can see here. In this meeting, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, please mind my words, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru framed, or basically put an objective resolution or objective bill. Actually, he presented this objective bill on the behalf of other leaders, that how would be the India actually framed according to the different leaders. So basically, in this objective bill, they have mentioned their opinions regarding the would-be India. Okay, and this objective bill later on was considered or converted into preamble. Okay, so actually preamble, the source of preamble or the basic structure of preamble was termed as objective bill. See here, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, right? Present in objective bill, right? This objective bill was reading on finally 22nd January 1947. This objective bill converted into preamble. So this was a preamble, or this is the starting of preamble, and we know that preamble is termed as key of the constitution. Key of the constitution. Okay, it is also termed as the soul and the heart of the constitution as well. So this was a story of preamble part especially. Now moving ahead, after a lot of meetings, we actually got to know that we have to divide our or segregate our departments, right? And for the department aspect, we created a different kind of committees, right? We have around formed 22 committees in a constituent assembly, and among the 22 countries, we'll have a very powerful and important committees, that is your draft committee. Draft committee formed on 29th August 1947 in a headed of Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar. Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar or B.R. Ambedkar. Some other members, if we talk about other members, around 6. That means the draft committee was consist of total member is 7. Clear? Some other members, for example, Syed Muhammad Sadullah, Alade Krishna Swami Iyer, then after N. Madhavan, B.R. Ambedkar, B.N. Rao. These are the important prominent members you will find in a draft committee. As the name suggests, draft committee. So on the basis of M.N. Roy draft, which he actually gave in a 1934 back in the year, he classified, or he on the basis of that M.N. Roy draft, this draft committee framed or start functioning on the constitution especially. And this draft committee started their work in 1947. Okay, later on, Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar introduced the final draft of the constitution in the assembly on 4th November 1948 for the first reading. Then after, on 15th November 1948, we have a second reading on the Constituent Assembly. Then after 14th November 1949, we'll have a final and the third reading of the on the Constitution. Actually, before this reading, they started their work on the Constitution in 1947, and in the 1948, they actually submitted this draft to public for these suggestions. So actually that time, India, the public of India gave around 7,635 suggestions on the draft of Constitution, out of which 2,473 suggestions were converted into amendment, and by these amendment, Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar finally proposed this final draft on 4th November 1948. On that day, we have a first reading, then after second, then after third reading. Clear? Now, finally, the draft was passed on 26 November 1949. Thus celebrate as Constitution Day. But actually, we could not publish this Constitution on 26 November 1940 because we all wanted to celebrate a very important day, 26 January, as a very important day. So that is why we already got the independence in on 15th August 1947. So that is why to memorize that day, to celebrate that 26th January as anything, we actually waited from 26th November 1949 to 26th January 1950. Clear, everyone? So the Constitution as adopted on 26th November 1949 contain preamble, 395 articles, this is the basic part, 8 schedule, 22 parts. Okay, this was the basic structure of Constitution. Clear, everyone? I hope so. Now, there are some major committees also formed, and finally on 26th January 1950, we commenced our Constitution or public our Constitution on 26th January 1950. We have some important meetings. For example, Union Power Committee presided by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, Union Constitution Committee presided by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, Provincial Constitution Committee presided by S. Patel, that is Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Draft Committee Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar, Advisory Committee on Fundamental Rights. This particular committee was again presided by Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. It had been followed by subcommittee. Okay, so finally, okay. Then after S.N. Mukherjee, some important fact points like S.N. Mukherjee was the chief draftsman of the Constitution in the Constituent Assembly. Who was the S.N. Mukherjee? Now, Prem Bihari Narayan Raizada. He was a person who was the calligrapher of Indian Constitution. Actually, it is a handwritten, not printed, right? In the original type. It was beautified, that means decorated the border by artists from Shanti Niketan, including Nandalal Bose and Behor Ram Manohar Sinha. The calligraphy of the Hindi version of original Constitution was done by Basant Krishna Vaidya and decorated and illuminated by Nandalal Bose. The elephant was adopted as a symbol of the Constituent Assembly. Thus, its figurine was carved on the seal of the assembly part. Okay. So this was the complete Constituent Assembly structure. Let's have some important questions regarding this, and in your next class definitely we'll have some different part or the structure of the Indian Constitution later on. Okay. Okay. Any doubts regarding this? Huh? So this was the complete Constituent Assembly. Definitely you can check out the complete part of the Constituent Assembly, and let's have some important questions. Sorry. These are the questions. Now, let's try to attempt it. First question is, the idea of Constitution of India was first of all given by anyone. The idea of the Constitution of India was all given by option D. Okay. M.N. Roy, absolutely right. In 1934-35, M.N. Roy was the first person who put the idea of Constituent Assembly. Next, which party first mooted the idea of Constituent Assembly for the formation of Constitution of India? So, M.N. Roy belongs to which committee? Sorry, which party? Answers, please. again, Congress Party 1936. In which INC session the demand for Constituent Assembly was put forward for the first time? Anyone? Question is, in which INC session the demand for Constituent Assembly was put forward for the first time? So basically, there was a INC session in 1936. Also termed as Lucknow session. In this session, the idea was put it. Next question, the demand for Constituent Assembly was accepted in which proposal of British government? Answers. I think we'll have a already right answer. Cripps offer. Next question. The proposal for framing the Constitution of India by an elected Constituent Assembly was made by? It was a British cabinet delegation, right? Okay. So here we have completed this session, everyone, with a complete theory of Constituent Assembly as well as your question part. So on a daily basis, we will pick a one topic of polity and other subjects, and then after try to attempt the the theory part as well as the question aspect. Okay. For the detailed section, definitely you will have courses, especially which are curated on oliveboard application, and for the theory part especially, definitely you can check the courses and the super elite part for the foundation especially. So for English medium, we have a courses like selection for the tier 2, capsule batch for RB NTPC, SSC foundation, which is a complete theoretical batch. So you can check this batch if you want to dive into a theoretical part. Otherwise, I will carry your YouTube session with the polity section. Okay. So we'll meet you in the next class, everyone. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Take care. And if you have any doubts, please let me know. If you have any doubts. Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to share this session with all your English medium friends. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.